All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. I'm no longer rocking with Trump.
I used to be a MAGA Republican, and now I've turned blue.
And it makes me emotional to know that I ever fucking stood by idly and blind and let that shit happen.
Because I know that I have been a Trump supporter, and I can no longer say that I am MAGA. And
I regret my vote for Trump.
I voted for Trump. I'm done. I don't have any more resilience in me.
Have you checked on your American friends lately? Because we're not okay. The past 10 days has felt like a year. For so many of us right now, we cannot keep up with all of these horrific executive orders coming down hour after hour, day after day in the first 10 days. Add to that the first commercial plane crash in over a dozen years, claiming the lives of everyone involved. It is genuinely looking bleak over here for a lot of us. We are doing our best not to have our spirits crushed. And as somebody who works in mental health, I can tell you this feels like COVID all over again. It is my job to help other people day in and day out. And I'm struggling. And I know I am not the only one in this position. Healthcare providers in this country are struggling. I know we have so many allies all over the world, and we appreciate it so immensely. And there are so many things that I wish we could take a page from you right now, because in this country, we are going sideways so fast, and many of us do not know what to do to stop it. Thank you for listening. I needed to get that off my chest. Please go ahead and follow me on my other platforms in case this ever gets banned again in America. Go figure.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Robi Masaga. Today I want us to talk about the trending hashtag Leaving MAGA. People who are proudly supporting, they proudly voted for Trump are now leaving the movement. The hashtag has actually gained momentum, especially on TikTok. People who proudly wore MAGA hats are now saying that they are leaving the movement because, according to them, Trump has betrayed them. And these are the same people that they were warned against voting for Trump, but they didn't want to listen. Actually, some of them were laughing, mocking people who are not voting for Trump. Right now, they are the ones suffering the consequences. They are the ones crying on social media, asking for help, saying how Trump has betrayed them. And they didn't want to listen. When people kept warning them, they didn't want to listen.
Yeah, we voted for Trump because he promised while he was campaigning like a million times that when he got into office, he was going to bring down prices, bring down grocery prices. The inflation has been high ever since COVID, and he promised he would bring that down. But it's obvious to me now.
Hold on. Hold the What goddamn rock have you been living under? This goddamn clown, this rotting orange peel, was already president for a 4-year term and didn't really give any promises, follow through with all. And you're saying, oh, I just found out now. Really? Fool me once? Really? Like, there's so many people on here that are finally waking up. Now, thankfully, they're waking up, but it's so late to the party, man. Fuck. Well, I thought he was going to bring egg prices down. How's that working out?
A Trump supporter has just lost their job directly because of Donald Trump's policies, and they are in a state of confusion. They are reaching out to Donald Trump for help and thinking that this should not have happened to them. Take a look at this. This person says, my wife is a nurse and was recently hired by the VA. Our home is packed up. We have a new home, spent thousands to move from Fort Worth to Waco. Following Trump's hiring freeze, the VA rescinded her job offer. Now look at what's highlighted. We are all huge Trump supporters, and I know this was an unintended consequence. What do you mean it was unintended? Did they really believe that Donald Trump could create policies that would only affect non-Trump voters, that somehow Trump voters wouldn't be caught up in all of this? This is the find out phase. This is exactly what you voted for, someone who would sow chaos. And it's not just going to affect the people you don't like, it will affect you too. And now all I can think is that this guy and his family are singing, I never thought.
Yeah, we voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. We live in the Florida Panhandle, and we thought that this would be good for our business. But we're finding out now that we were wrong, and I want to publicly say that we are regretting our votes at this point. My husband and me own a construction company, and we literally do not have workers anymore. Most of our workers are from Mexico, and they're good, hard workers. I talked to a few of them, and they said they were just too scared to come back to work because of all the raids. Our construction company is likely to go out of business now, and we don't know what we're going to do, but we're never voting for a Republican again. Ron DeSantis and Trump have been passing laws that negatively affect our business, and I just want to say that I'm sorry for voting for him. I grew up Republican, and it's all I've ever known, but now I can see that me and my whole family have been very wrong about this. So we hope that 2026 comes and we can take back the House and the Senate and stop him from what he's doing. There's a special election coming up in Matt Gaetz's district, and we're going to do everything we can to advocate for a Democrat taking that seat.
We voted for Trump because he promised while he was campaigning like a million times that when he got into office he was going to bring down prices, bring down grocery prices. The inflation has been high ever since COVID, and he promised he would bring that down, but it's obvious to me now that that was not true. Egg prices have skyrocketed. The bird flu is killing all the birds, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about that. He's stopping disease communications from the disease centers in America, pulled us out of the WHO. Like, how does that help anything? And yeah, all he's been doing is taking away rights and freedoms, or trying to. He's not doing anything about the economy. So yeah, we totally regret our vote at this point. We've had a really tough time here in North Carolina. Half of my house got washed away in Hurricane Helene, and I applied for FEMA assistance and we got approved. But now Trump is canceling FEMA and emergency assistance to people. He's also canceled Medicaid for my children. I know they said they put a halt on his freezing of the funds, but the Medicaid portal is still not working, so we can't access anything for our children's health insurance.
I'm having a really hard time having any sympathy for anyone who voted for Trump. It's not like you just walked off the street and you've never seen him before and he lied to you. This is a man who has been lying and grifting to the American people for almost a decade now. You knew 3 months ago when you voted for him how horrible he was. And now that it's affecting you, you regret it. Like, I'll say I'm sorry that you're experiencing all that stuff you're experiencing, but it's people like you who have allowed him to do that. So I'm not really sure how much sympathy I can really have for people who do it to themselves. I'll reserve my sympathy for people who didn't vote for him and are dealing with all of the horrible things that he's doing. That's where the majority of my sympathy is going to go.
Now we can only say, we told you so, because people were warned. People were told not to vote for Trump, but they didn't want to listen. Some of them were actually laughing and mocking people who are not voting for Trump. And now they are busy crying and lamenting on social media. Why? Is this what we call FAFO? Messing around and finding out the hard way? So, these MAGA supporters, they thought that Trump was going to bring change, was going to bring economic change, was going to, create opportunities. That is what they thought. And they thought that Trump was going to do that for them, not those who didn't vote for him. That is what they thought. They didn't think that whatever Trump was, Trump's policies won't affect them. That is what they thought. And now those policies are affecting every individual, not just people who didn't vote for Trump. That is what majority of them forgot. They thought, if I vote for Trump, it's going to be printed here. And now they are busy crying online over things they saw. You saw those red flags. And actually, my question is, why are they lamenting now? And it's not like this is the first time Trump is becoming the president. This is actually his second term. So why are they lamenting? It's like they didn't learn a lesson the first time Trump was the president of America. Things have become tough there. Businesses are struggling, especially due to, deportation. There are no people, migrants were the ones who are going to these farms, were the ones who are harvesting foods. They are not going to farms now. So businesses are struggling. People are losing jobs. How many? You've seen those ones who are crying about losing jobs. And they were busy laughing, campaigning for Trump, thinking that it won't affect them. Most people are now breaking down on social media, crying and lamenting how Trump has betrayed them. And I'm not blaming them, because at least this is a good lesson to many of you out there. Sometimes it's just good to listen to people. When people warn you about something, at least sit and ask yourself, why are people against this thing? Some immigrants even voted for Trump. They thought they were safe. They are not. Some of them, actually, as we speak, they've been deported back to whichever country they came from. And they were on the front line campaigning, and they went very early to vote for Trump. Right now, they've been deported because you thought those policies won't affect you. This is a lesson to ignorant people. Trump kept telling you what he was going to do. You didn't listen to him. You thought he was bluffing. You didn't want to listen to him. He kept saying, I'm going to deport people. I'm going to do ABCD. He kept telling you those things. And you thought, if I vote for him, it won't affect me. And now you're busy crying. We don't blame you. At least this is a lesson to many of us. It's a lesson. So we don't blame you for coming out and at least sharing what you feel about whatever is happening there. But at least next time, get to, before you do something, ask yourself, is this thing going to help me? So now people are leaving MAGA when the damage has already been done. Like I said, I do respect the fact that you've come out and shared your views. I respect that. But at least next time, let it be a lesson to most of you. Some of you have, lost family members. You've been separated from people you love. I saw a guy, he was, crying, lamenting, saying how his wife was deported. Imagine this is your wife being deported. Maybe she's in the process of being documented, but they don't care about that. They come, take her, deport her without caring whether she has a family, she has kids. They don't care about that. This is a lesson to most of you out there. Don't just make hasty decisions just because you don't like someone else and maybe you want to punish so and so. Because majority of these people didn't vote for Kamala just because she's a woman and because they knew majority of black people were voting for her. So they didn't want to vote because of that reason. And now you're the ones who are busy crying online. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about these MAGA supporters. Let me know, and remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time,